Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit for 2021 and kind of go a little bit deeper into my career, me as a person, my likes and dislikes. And for this video, I really wanted to go into my career as a nurse. And now that I do have my doctorate degree in nursing practice, just wanted to kind of go over my journey and see if I can inspire others or deter others, hope not, into why the profession of nursing is so awesome. Okay. Why it's so awesome. One second. Okay, so why nursing is so awesome. Why did I choose it? Why after this many years, I'm still with the profession even during the pandemic. So we're gonna kind of hop right into it. So nursing as a whole is such a rewarding career, but my first thing I would tell anyone, especially my mentors or my mentees or anyone that I'm precepting, is that don't go into nursing for the money. This is not the type of career where you're gonna get rich off of. You have to like people. You have to be personable. You have to exude natural customer service skills because at the end of the day, the patient is your client. And even some patients are hard to handle. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So, you know, people saying, well, nurses make great money and things like that. Everyone knows the more money you make, you're put into a higher tax bracket and you're paying more taxes if you're doing it correctly. So do you really see all this free flow of money coming in? No. And again, I just don't think you should do this type of career where patients' lives are on the balance just for a paycheck. So I think that's where people get that wrong right off the gate. Also, just going through nursing school, I actually had a bachelor's degree in a different major in biology before I pursued nursing. And for me, nursing school was harder than obtaining my bachelor degree. You gotta be on your toes with math. You have to be on your toes with science, obviously, anatomy of the body, labs, things like that. So I just think, and then preparing for the boards, for me, the board exam for me was actually easier than the program I was in. And the program I was in was a community college. I went to a community college for nursing. And that program was extremely difficult. Like I struggled through the entire program and I thought I was a smart cookie until I tried to go to nursing school. So I just think if you're gonna go through all that strife and drama and stress and anxiety, it needs to be worth it, and it needs to be something you really want to do. You know, for those who don't know, nurses have to take a board exam, and hopefully you should be only able to take it once, but you have to be board certified, but you have to pass your boards in order to practice in the United States as a registered nurse. If I'm not mistaken, because I've been a nurse for over 10 years now, if I'm not mistaken, you only take it once. And of course, you need to renew your license ever so often. You know, I'm based out of Arizona, so our nursing licenses is every 4 years. We have to renew it, but it doesn't require a whole nother exam. Usually you have to retake the exam if you let your license lapse. So I just think it's a lot of hard work and struggle. And I think it is very rewarding, especially if you're good at it and you keep on top of the education piece of it. I think that it is just the most rewarding. I know for me, I went to nursing school. I did a 2-year program, very hard. I was able to pass my boards the first time. But right from nursing school, I went into the operating room. So that's like my niche. That's what I'm good at. And how I did that at the time while I was in nursing school, because also let's remember, I was in nursing school and I was working full-time as a CNA, so that's a certified nursing assistant. So those are the healthcare workers that work beside the nurse, and they do all the menial tasks, like they're giving the baths to the patients, they're cleaning up the rooms, they're feeding the patients if the patients have to be fed, things like that. So I did all of that, and sometimes I worked nights, and then I would go to school in the day. So I would work the overnight shift and then work during the day. For me, yes, it was a lot of hard work, but that's the experience and training that I needed to get comfortable with patients. Because I think that's what's lacking in nursing schools now. They're not teaching people to go in a room and be comfortable talking with patients. You have to talk to strangers and their families and be confident in what you're talking about. So I think that part is lacking in school, and I'm so glad that I actually did that and worked my ass off to make that happen. But while I was working full-time and going to school full-time, during the summer, I enrolled in an externship, and it was at the neighborhood community hospital, and it was in the operating room. So it was 8 weeks in the operating room just to see if you like it. Is it something you may want to do? And it was a great recruiting tool for the hospital to see what type of nurses are coming out of nursing school. Clearly, I went in the operating room. I wasn't grossed out by blood or mucus or anything like that, and I loved it. I was very quick to do things correctly. I learned sterile technique very quickly. I was very quick studying, and it seemed like almost second nature to me. And the educators at that hospital was like, we need to hire her immediately. So they technically kind of hired me while I was still in nursing school, with the premise that they gave me 6 months to pass my boards. So they were very gracious, and that's how I started my nursing career. So, I had an orientation for over a year. I learned how to be an operating room nurse. I learned how to scrub into cases, assist surgeons in different types of operations. And I did that for a good 6-7 years. And then people started seeing my leadership capacity. For some people, they think I'm a great teacher. I know how to explain things well. I'm personable. People are able to come to me for advice or any type of guidance, which I appreciate. So I started moving up ranks in leadership. What I did do, and that's the great thing about nursing, it's very versatile. You don't have to stay in one specialty or one niche for your entire career. And for me, I saw that I needed to go back to school for my master's, because my goal was to eventually get my doctorate degree. There was no way I was going to go through all this training and excellence and not pursue a doctorate. That's just how I was raised. Ever since high school, I said, I want to be a doctor of some sort. It doesn't have to be a medical doctor, but I want that credential. So I actually went back to school for my master's degree in nursing education. That was all online. And as I was doing that, I started getting recruited by other hospitals to run programs. So I became a nurse leader in that capacity. And then I took a few years break in between my master's and doctorate, just to chill for not doing any type of schooling. And then I went back to school for my doctorate degree. And that was all online as well. The thing about online nursing programs, you have to be super disciplined, because no one's standing over you, making sure you're getting your work done. And it's a lot of writing. You have to know how to write very well, very, very well. I was able to complete that literally just last year. And right before the pandemic hit, I was recruited from my nursing leadership position in the hospital to run a specialty in a telemedicine program. So this is where I'm at today. So I've now have transitioned from operating room nurse, well, technically student, nursing student, operating room nurse, to a nurse leader, to now I'm basically running a telemedicine specialty where I'm actually coordinating things with physicians. I work directly with physicians. So my capacity as a doctor of nursing practice is in healthcare administration. So for once, I do feel that my current position is in line with my education. And I actually love it because I do have a child, I have a husband, I have a family life, and I'm able to still provide patient care, even if it's through a physician, by coordinating their actions, and I'm still able to assist in making sure patients are being taken care of. That's all what nursing's about. We're here to assist in the safety of patients. So after all of that, just my biggest spiel is nursing is not for everyone. I've seen excellent nurses, I've seen mediocre nurses, and I've seen horrible nurses. Especially now during the pandemic, I think everyone's being tested on what they can and can't take. And also nursing can be political, depending on the hospital you're in. Some nurses, they're unionized, so they have a say in certain things, and a lot of places are not. And it's really up to what the C-suite thinks. And a lot of times they're not medical or they have no nursing background. So you have people talking on your behalf. Is that rain? Yeah, that's rain. Rain. It's raining outside, yeah. Wow. We haven't had a storm like this since last March. That's crazy. So I just feel that there's people in certain leadership positions that just don't have the know-how to run nursing units or medical units, and sometimes the patient suffers at the end. And that's sometimes, unfortunately, the politicization of healthcare. But my advice to anyone that wants to be a nurse, you want to be a nurse and you feel you have it in you to do it, do it. Don't do it for the money, do it for you. Do it for the patients. Because when you graduate, you're gonna take an oath, and that oath is basically to protect your patient at all costs, and you need to take that very seriously. I'm very proud of my accomplishments, and I did leave a lot out. I don't want this to run on for like 30 minutes or so, but I really wanted to come on here because I do want to inspire people to be great at what they do, and possibly, through my insight, it'll help them a little bit. So, you okay? Are you okay? Okay. Other than that, while this storm is about to wreak havoc on my house, if you have any questions or anything for me, or for what I do, or how I got here, you can always leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe if this is something you want to hear more of, or any other aspects of my experience, either in my career or in my personal life. I'm just trying to see if this fits into my channel. I know I do a lot of beauty, I do a lot of reaction videos because I do love music, but there's other facets of me, and I just want it to be meaningful to my audience. So I'm always ears to positive affirmations of your thoughts, okay? So again, join the family. And again, I wish you all, please stay safe, especially now. Hopefully we'll get through this hump together with this pandemic, and we'll talk soon. Bye.